But one thing, if you ask me to point out, I think here young adults in America go through would be I would say isolation. I think because here the system is set up in such a way that you need to get a job, you need to be at school, you need to provide for your family, you need to provide for yourself. So I think that kind of sometimes push you to a point where you're isolated from community and you're just left out. So that could be one of the problems that I see here in America.
So
Yeah.
from the American side, isolation would be
Isolation, yeah.
okay. No, and I totally agree. I see that a lot because it is such an individualistic culture, and you are forced to grow up so fast, right?
I mean, you have to move out from your house when you're 18.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
and which is not everyone, but a lot of
I
people
agree.
do. So it does add that pressure, which is unique to them. And I wonder, well, maybe not in different cultures as well, but I wonder if on our side, the youth side, we maybe might not have the economy to drive towards that.
Yeah.
So what is one thing that in the Northeast, from your opinion, youth struggle with today? And maybe how can we overcome that struggle?
Man, we struggle in a lot of areas, but one of the major struggle I would say for the youths in our community would be, I think, lack of resources and opportunities, but also which leads to unemployment, and which in turn leads to people, when people don't have a job, when people don't have source of income, they get into bad group of friends. They started, substance
Right.
abuse, alcoholic, and addiction, and all those things happen. I think that is one area that young people in Northeast India are really struggling. Yeah.
And then how would you, obviously this is a very complex problem, right? So I can't imagine. But based on your experience and what you've seen, what do you think is something that maybe we're missing, or maybe a tool that can kind of help us overcome that? And I know it's a super difficult question.
It is a very difficult question because there's no right answer to this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because families are responsible, churches as a whole are responsible, the government is responsible, but if you ask me, I would talk from the perspective of family and church. I think family needs to, the root cause of it is not knowing Jesus, not realizing your identity is in Jesus. That's the root cause for sure. But if you're talking practical wise, I think the family needs to step up. Family needs to bring up their children in the knowledge of the Lord, teach them. And I think even for that matter, even churches needs to come together to create awareness for young people and tell them, hey, if you take this path, then your life is going to look like this 5 years, 10 years down the road. But if you pursue this, then you're going to be successful. If you follow Christ, if you surrender your life to Christ, your life is going to look like this. So I think as a church, as a family, we also have the responsibility to teach our young adults, our youths back home, to give them awareness, on the difficulties of all this situation.
No, absolutely. I also like your response as well, because I think it also shows some of the cultural differences, right? And the reason why I'm saying that is because I've lived here for, almost close to 2 decades now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know it's been a minute.
For a long time.
Yeah, it's been a long time. And from your response too, it's very like communal. Hey, the family needs to get involved, and then the church needs to set the systems to make sure we're leading our youth. Versus for me, when I was thinking of, if someone asked me how I would answer that, I was thinking more of an individualistic side. Right?
That makes sense.
But like, okay, we need to give them purpose to go pursue something, because they're lacking that purpose. Like, it's very individual. Versus you're coming in more from a communal angle, like the family and then the church, and then the community needs to step in together. So I think that's very cool, and there's also displays of cultural
Oh
differences.
yeah, for sure. I mean, there are a lot of good things about being individualistic, being in an individualistic culture, but I'm a huge believer of life happens best in community. So I mean, yeah.
No, absolutely. And with that being said, do you think there's something that our youth back home that we do so well, right, that maybe our American counterparts could also emulate?
I don't know if you would remember this since, I mean, you've been here long enough, and I don't know if you would agree with me on this, because back home, it doesn't matter, like, whether it's church social work, village activities, any kind of work, you call upon the youths, they're going to show up. You know what I'm saying? They feel the responsibility, they feel the obligation that they need to contribute to the society, they need to contribute to the church. You don't necessarily have to be spiritual, go to church every Sunday, but when you are called upon, I think there is that sense of obligation, there is that sense of, oh, I need to serve my community, I need to serve my church. So when you're called upon, I think that is something very beautiful about our culture.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's almost
Here, well,
no, go ahead. Go,
please.
please.
Here, I don't see that happening here. I mean, there maybe up to some extent, but I think we see that a lot more in our culture.
It's kind of like it's your obligation, even if you're not religious. Go do X, Y, Z.
Exactly. I think here, like, if I don't want to do it, I don't care. Like, I don't have to do it. Maybe I don't care, it's not the right word, but I don't have to do it if I don't want to do it. But back home, you feel that obligation. Sometimes that could be bad. You know, being obligated to do everything.
Right.
But I think there's that sense of obligation to serve your people and to serve your community, and I think that is something that I really appreciate.
Yeah, no, I think that's such a
Yeah.
good point. I think one thing that I also really enjoy, just to build off your comment with the obligation, like the children's services that we do on the Christmas program, they're very involved, like the youth choir, and then they go on with the dramas and the skits and all that stuff.
Good memories.
Yeah, and even when you have a church program, you often see the youth, at least from the churches I've been to in Nagaland, come together, like they're cooking the food, like the momos or whatever, and arranging everything.
For sure.
Which I have not seen as much here. Or if it was, it's like you said, like a select volunteering group, but not, hey, the whole youth people.
Not the whole.
Yeah. Wow, that was very good.